Architectural Builder Supply is pleased to present you with this recording of the technical question that is listed in the title of this video.
This call may be monitored and recorded for quality assurance.
Who is, he's asking me if he can put an A2 depth knob on both sides of the unit. And I'm thinking there'd be no problem to do that. But before I put my foot in my mouth and said, why would you do that? I figured I would call you and say, is there a reason he would do that I'm not aware of?
Okay.
Why might someone ask if they can do that? Do they think that maybe you can? Oh, gosh, I'm not even sure.
I'm not even sure. I've never, I haven't been asked that question before. I'll have to ask the people who know a little bit more about the machine than I do. Can I take your info down and give you a call back?
Oh, you bet. Yeah, absolutely. We buy your material through Clark Supply, Clark Security, or whoever they are called now. Annex.
Yeah, I think I recognize the name.
Drop ship address, yeah.
Yeah.
So, I want to give the guy a proper answer. So, I'm asking because I want to be sure that there's not an obvious reason. If there's only one depth selecting at one time, I can't see any advantage to doing that. He must. Maybe the client doesn't understand the machine enough, but yeah, it could be my lack of understanding. So, my name is Rich.
All right, Rich.
And I'm at 773
773
809
809
3667.
All right, 3667. Okay.
Yeah. So, just to have someone below calling me and say, no, yeah, we don't know why either, why you'd want to do that. So, or maybe there is.
I'll find out. I'll ask some of our techs, and I'm able to ask my boss, but she is. I think she's out of. I won't be able to reach her for maybe another hour. And
it's no hurry, by the way.
Okay.
I have called in the past, and I have spoken to a gal who was drop dead dangerous on her feet when it came to product expertise. Could that be your boss?
Yeah, that's probably Carol. Yeah, she's been here for I think since 1985, I believe.
Wow. I called and asked how to convert. I don't recall what the machine was, but she from memory said, boom, boom, boom. Here's all 7 parts you need, and it was like, oh my God. In the world that you guys deal in, and making key machines, you've got to have excellent customer service to get people on your, keep them on your machine. And Rytan is at the top of my list of caliber. I've got my RY200's got 100,000 miles plus on it. So there you go.
I'm glad to hear, and I'm trying to learn all that about it, all the machines.
I'll tell you this. Yeah, well, I'll tell you this. If I were you, I would. If you're not a member of Aloha, locksmithing is not our core work, but it is a pet subject matter of mine. We do it because we're door and lock distributors, but it's not how we make a living. And Aloha has been incredibly beneficial to me in just exposing me to learning these things that my daily job, my 8 hours a day would never get me into.
Yeah.
So, anyway. So cool. Thank you very much, sir. My name is Rich, and I'll wait for a call. No hurry. Thank you very much.
Okay, Rich. I'll give you a call back later today.
Thank you, sir.
As soon as I find out, I will. All right.
Thank you, sir.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
This call may be monitored and recorded for quality assurance.
So for you, we're not entirely sure if it's possible. They pretty much told me, you can try doing this and see if it works. And we can't see. We don't have a good reason to give you why someone would do it or what the benefit of having the 2 depth knobs on both sides.
Yeah. So the Rytan, the RY2000. The client wants to put that A2 knob on both sides. You know what just occurred to me? He might be left-handed.
Oh. Okay.
That would be a reason.
They could. Yeah.
Huh.
They just said if you were to use the right side, I believe, because I believe it's usually on the left side, is how we usually set it up.
Yes, sir.
They pretty much told me just to flip the top jaw, and they could try doing it that way. If you just, or I guess not flip it, but I think just rotate. I guess if you just unloosen it, and then you can just like rotate it. So I guess flip it 180.
Mhm. So that would permit you to load the key. So that key goes in vertically. So rather than put it on, whatever side, I would probably think the left side. You would then put it on the right side if you flip the jaw assembly around. Okay, so you've never done it. You think it'll work, and what we'll do is I'm going to find out from the client exactly what the end purpose is, because again, I mean, unless he's doing it for possibly being left-handed, I wouldn't see a reason to take a machine like such a thing and then but why buy a dual machine when you really just need to cut just one?
Just cut the one.
Yeah. All right. Well, I know what to do. I'm going to work with the client, and I'll be back in touch with you.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Rich.
Thank you, sir. Bye-bye.
Have a good day. Bye-bye.
This call may be monitored and recorded for quality assurance.
We follow up our RY2000 conversation.
Yeah.
Okay. So the client was thinking it would cut two keys simultaneously, which obviously it doesn't. Okay. So my question is, to put a Schlage on one side and an A2 on the other side, what my question is since the spacing between anything, Schlage and Kwikset, are there different spacing bars that are done as well?
Yeah, we have different bars depending on what type of key you're going to cut.
Right on. Okay, so the knob and the spacing bar. So then the final requirement is that the degree of cut and the width of the root of the cut must also be basically the same, right?
I can find out about that for you as well.
Yeah, because I haven't looked at a depth and spacing chart for an A2 and a Schlage, so I wouldn't try to pull that from my memory what the degree is and et cetera. Something tells me it's incredibly close. But the point being is you couldn't cut a Medico, even though you can't cut a Medico, you can't cut something with an odd angle like 86 degree, and then you'd have to have a different punch. Are there different dies for that machine as well, or is there just one die?
We have different punch and die assemblies.
Okay, so we've answered our question.
Okay.
All I need to do is look at the depth and spacing chart for A2 and for Schlage, and if for some reason it's the same, and it might be, I can look at my Blitz machine and just see what the depth and spacing chart tells me, my card tells me for cutting those. But you know what though, I've got a blue punch for A2 for best, and it's a different punch than the Schlage, and I believe it's because of that reason. So thank you for helping me walk through it, and I will and if it's okay, I may call you again, and if you have to get the answer, that's super awesome. So thanks again for taking my call, Ryan.
No problem, Rich. Have a nice day.
Bye.
Okay, so the final answer in terms of the RY2000 being able to cut a Schlage on one side and an A2 or an A3 or an A4, which is small format, which is best small format, is, when you cut a key, okay, you've got the angle of the cut, you've got the width of the root of the cut as well. You have naturally the depths of the cut, and then you have the spacing as well. And while you would have different spacing bars with your depth knob, the problem with having Schlage on one side and small format on the other side is the cut profile is different, and we know that because well, you would look at the depth and spacing chart, but if we were to look at a cutter that would be required to cut Schlage and then small format, it's going to be a different angle. And the bottom line is, if you cut it at a different angle, could it work? It could. Is it supposed to? No. Is it going to fail? Yeah. And then the integrity of your entire system would no longer be valid. Let's switch quickly to the screen view and I'll demonstrate. So if we were to look at the depth and spacing chart from HPC, it's just a handy document that I refer to. And if I type in Schlage, I will get to just a Schlage standard. Well, in a Blitz machine, I need a CW14MC cutter and jaw A. Okay? CW14MC. That CW14MC is a 100-degree cutter and has very, very specific dimensions as listed here. 100-degree cutter, a very specific width of the root of the cut. So keep that. Let's just keep that in our mind. Let's take a look at the A2 or just the best Falcon Arrow small format. That will take a jaw A, so you can use the same jaw to grab the key, even though one is tip stopped and the other is shoulder stopped. The small format, of course, is tip stopped. You need a CW90MC. Well, that's a different cutter. And a CW90 is going to be a 90-degree angle, and it's going to have it may have the same dimension on the root, the plateau of the cut, but now it's 90 degree. And that's going to be inherently the problem. And obviously mixing. So what I'm driving at is your RY2000 is capable of coming with, your RY2000 dual is capable of coming with different punches, die sets as well. And that is inherently where the trouble is going to come in. And just trying to find the die set drawn here. Here's your spacing, obviously. What's 31? Punch, maybe? Let's try die. That's not, I can't. 31. It's not 31. Punch driver, part number 11, maybe? Bit like a needle in a haystack here. But not finding, let's take a look. It's not part number 11, it's part 9 and 10, which is listed. 9 is here, and then 10 is here. Okay, so they make different punch and die assemblies. And as you can see, for cutting a Schlage and a Kwikset, those are a different punch and die, but they must be compatible if you are running this dual machine. However, it would be, of course, incompatible to have one punch and die assembly in the machine at one time. If we were to take a look at the RY2000 machine, then click on template, get a little better view of kind of what the machine looks like. But the point of the matter is there's only one punch and die in here at a time. So I could see having depth knobs depth knobs and spacer bars for A2 on both sides if you had people that were left and right-handed using it, I suppose. But outside of that, because those two systems are different, my final answer would be that it would not be permissible to knowingly cut keys using a different degree of cut. Let's wrap up this video on camera. So in conclusion, the name Rytan is indeed synonymous with exceptional quality, customer service, technical support, and build quality. As you heard earlier in the conversation, that gentleman did not have the knowledge in his head, but what he did was he got the answer and called back, and that's what matters. Exceptional support from Rytan. I have owned a couple of their machines. I have put a lot of use on each one of them. I have found the Rytan machine is so capable of precision that when I've changed a cutter on my RY200, I would cut a key, make my adjustments for depth, cut another key, now getting very close. I would get it down to like 3/1000ths, adjust it again. Now I'm getting sub 2/1000ths. And I say, well, let's see how close to 0 we can get. And I find that I can't get to 0, ever. If I adjust it, now I'm a little light or I'm a little heavy. And I'm always bouncing around at that less than 2/1000ths of an inch. And what I've learned and realized is I'm actually discovering the minute difference in the absolute diameter of my cutter measured at all points. That's how precise this machine is. It's ridiculous. I would very much recommend that you consider a Rytan machine, not only for their excellent technical support, but that build quality is phenomenal. I won't name names, but they are absolutely a manufacturer of key machines for other epically large domestic manufacturers of locks. If I said the names, you would know. So they're making it for other people, that's for sure. Any questions on this, please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you. Architectural Builders Supply hopes you have enjoyed this program.